So here's a pro tip for anybody who's ever wondered about how to do a live stream. Good morning, Zach. Um, One of the important things when you're doing a live stream is to actually hit the go live button, or else you're just talking into your camera and nobody's seeing you or hearing you. Had a little bit of a last minute issue, technical issue, I guess you could say. I'm glad that I got in at 11 here or close to 11. I was just putting my phone in a little ring light, and I had a little malfunction. The tripod broke, sort of. This little thing kind of clasped. Yes, most stealth live stream ever. But uh, usually this little plastic thing and another plastic thing just like this holds my phone in place, and this just snapped off seconds before we started here. So I need a new one of those, and right now my phone is being held to the tripod through a good amount of willpower and a couple of elastics. So if there's an issue and the phone just kind of gets knocked down, you know why now. Uh, just got my first cup of coffee in here today too. Uh, Exciting day. It's a beautiful Saturday here in northern New Jersey. Um, it's going to probably be a shorter show. I don't have any new pickups to show. Hey, main event. I do have a couple reviews, though I didn't really get a whole lot of time to actually read comics this week. And then after today's live stream, I'm going to be going over to Dewey's in Dover, which is the next town over. They are having a signing by Doug Bratton and Delia Gunderson, the writer and artist of Isolation, which you probably know about if you've watched my channel before. And if you didn't know, now that you do. So let's see. I'm going to start by saying this too, because I'm going to wait for my wife to come here before we have their unboxing. We did get an A-OK in the mail from the Blasters, which I'm very excited to see. But I'm waiting for my wife. The little guy just got up a little while ago. We were just wrapping up his breakfast, so he's just kind of hanging out there right now. But we did watch, finally, after I don't know how many weeks, my wife is laughing now, the Thor Love and Thunder last night. I'm not going to give out any spoilers. I'm just going to say, in my opinion, that was very, very rough, very rough. And yeah, I'm the kind of guy, I avoid reviews, and I'm always like, I want to reserve judgment for when I see it myself. Those reviews were just spot on, I have to say, because wow, it's hands down. I'll tell you this, hands down the worst MCU film.
I would say worse.
What's worse than this? MCU, I'm talking about Marvel films.
Black Widow was. Oh, that wasn't Marvel, right?
No, Black Widow's Marvel. I still say this is worse than Black Widow.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. My wife chiming in, and she's in the kitchen. I don't know if you could hear her or not, but she thought maybe it wasn't the worst, and she corrected herself. She caught herself. I mean, as far as superhero movies go, I would say it's probably, for me, on par with Justice League, the theatrical release. Good morning again, Brian. Um, but yeah, just so disappointing. And yeah, I was saying to my wife, and it was like from the opening scene on, they made every bad decision. Every bad decision. I mean, if there was anything good in it, in my opinion, the first post credits um, ending is good. I'm not going to spoil it for you. My wife did not enjoy that, and I had to tell her a little bit about who popped up. Matthew didn't watch it, but it sounds like he didn't enjoy it either. J80, Trev, how's it going, guys? Yeah. Christian Bale, I thought just did okay, but it didn't. When you read a comic, whether it be digitally or paper or trade paperback, however you're going to read it, there's a story that kind of goes in your head with the story. Like things sound a certain way, feel a certain way, and Christian Bale didn't hit that with gore at all for me. He, in my opinion, he played it off more like Joker than anything else. And like I said, it was just so disappointing. And especially, I couldn't tell you if the main problem was it was trying too hard to be a comedy or just too hard to be different. But it just seemed like every opportunity they had to make a good movie, they took a left turn. Um, I'll say Jane Foster's story was interesting, but certainly didn't do any of the comics any justice. Hey, Doug, and it was disappointing to see. I have to say that. So again, yeah, Thor: Love and Thunder, not for us, not for us at all. We are enjoying She-Hulk. I think this last episode was the best, and I know I said that last week, but it's a good show. It keeps getting better and better. I like how they're using the fourth wall to kind of, I guess you could say, kind of like fend off, I guess, some of the negative reviews and stuff like that. Yep, Doug, I'll be seeing at Dewey's in a little bit as well. They looked like cheap toys. Oh, the Thor. Oh wait, no, I didn't see that here. I watched it last night. I didn't think it was that bad. The one thing I really didn't like was the weapons. Yeah, I thought it was all bad, Brian. I mean, look, to each their own. I didn't get the whole tie-in with the kids. I'm not giving anything out. It's not like a major thing. I don't know. It was just. I know that before the movie came out, Chris Hemsworth was talking about not playing Thor again, and I assumed it was like a contract negotiation thing. But I think he kind of changed his tune afterwards because I know they're talking about another Thor film, and I think he really needs that next film to kind of redeem himself. Hey, buddy, do you have something you want to say? I think I just scared him. Yeah, main event for me, it is the worst one. I mean, I'll watch Dark of the World and Black Widow back to back before I watch this again. Again, like I said, just so disappointing. Just out of curiosity, if you saw it, what is your opinion of Russell Crowe's portrayal of Zeus? I think I'm going to grab him in a second. So I'm kind of curious, chat. What was your thought of Russell Crowe? And no spoilers. I mean, I thought he didn't necessarily need to do the accent. He could have just, given us a little bit of gladiator inflection. It would have been fine. It just seemed unusual and weird and out of place for me. In my opinion, at least. Again, look, if you liked it, great. I'm just saying, yeah, it was very goofy. Yeah, like main event. I'm glad that you said that. At first it kind of came up to me. It kind of came off to me like the owner of a local diner around here in New Jersey. All the diners, or pretty much all the diners, are 24/7, and most of them are owned by Greek people. And you come in and they give you a nice greeting, and it was like that was the first thing I thought of. And I don't know if when he was cast in this role, that was his idea, or if that was the director's idea. His name I can't pronounce, but I don't know. All I know is like last week, Marvel came out and said that guy is not directing any more Thor films. Take out Korg and the gods, and it's a 9/10. I wouldn't go that far. Maybe at best a 5. Yeah, Korg was just kind of there in this one. But the same thing, like I think that was one of the problems with the film. Other than Thor and Jane, it felt like everybody was just there. There was no real arc. There was no real layers or whatnot. They were just there. The little guy's here, so you probably hear him. He's not gonna any longer, but we'll see. So why don't we get to? We need more goats. We did. You know what? Let me tell you something. Definitely better than MOM. I'm trying to think. Multiverse of Madness. I disagree with you, Trev. I like Multiverse of Madness. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't. Instead of saying the worst, I'm going to say it wasn't Love and Thunder. And that whole ending, yeah, that I don't know. I'm just kind of hoping that they say that this whole thing happened in the multiverse and that wasn't the main thing. And you know what? One of the things that annoyed me, I know that this annoyed my wife. They had the Guardians for like 2 minutes. And again, why were they there? They were there to just say, "Oh, okay, well, we're dropping Thor off," but whatever. I do want to see more of the goats, though. They were my favorites in the. I'm trying to think. I'm looking at my wife like she knows who did it. I forgot who wrote. Was it the? I think Matt Fraction had the goats come back after. I know that they weren't there originally, but yeah, I think I met through comics, of course, the goats in that run. So I kind of wanted to see them a little bit more. They don't make comic book movies for comic book readers anyway. So if it's entertaining, I'm good. Look, main event, I'm the same way, but this was just not entertaining at all.
Yeah, I was bored the whole entire movie.
Yeah, yeah. But let me go and I'll just show you what I did read this week. The first thing I did read was a DC Connect. Excuse me. You might be asking, this is a preview book. Why are you bringing this up? This coming week is Batman Day. If you are unaware, Batman Day is supposed to be basically a celebration of Batman. DC kind of turns it into anything like I always felt that for a great comic movie, get a director who isn't a comic fan. I'm I mean, I think you could go either way. I don't know that the director was a fan. I certainly wouldn't get that impression looking at this film. Um, so Batman Day, to me, to be honest, it was kind of like now you see. It seems like every other week you have, oh, today is Taco Day. Hey, circumstances. Hey, it's Pizza Slice Day, and now you have Batman Day. I particularly don't care for Batman Day because, in my opinion, um, if DC wants to throw support and honor a fictional character, rather than doing that, I think they should actually support maybe some of their creators, like Joe Kubert, for example. I can't remember his exact birth date, and I can't Google right now because we're talking here. But his birthday would have been this week. Why not have Joe Kubert Day? Why not even have like a Jack Kirby Day? My whole thing is rather than say, hey, instead of putting out 10 Batman books this week, we're going to put out 15 to honor Batman Day because we want you to support a fictional billionaire. Just do something nice for the creators, even just a nod, a one page in your books at the very least. But sure enough, I haven't been picking up a lot of DCs, if you haven't noticed, just because I kind of hit the wall on Batman, and I'll pick up other titles from here and there. But yeah, I mean, like the first 10 pages of this is all Batman related books, whether it be Punchline, Batgirls, Harley Quinn. So if you get past all the Batman stuff, look at that, you're halfway into the previews already. And then it starts with the Superman 30th anniversary of his death stuff. So that was just my little rant on DC Connect and on Batman titles. Next, X-Men Red #5. I was very anxious to read this one. I really like the cover. See, Cable is dead, it looks like on the cover. This is a Judgment Day tie-in. As I've said before, I'm not reading Judgment Day. I'm not interested in Judgment Day at all. That being said, wow, this was a really good issue. You really do get a sense of what's at stake. And the whole thing takes place, it looks like just over a minute or so. They have a little timer in it. I didn't kind of get the twist at the end. I'm not going to spoil it for you. I don't know how that happens or how that works exactly, but I'm interested in seeing what happens next. Next, Edge of Spider-Verse #1, and I'll talk about #2 at the same time. I stopped reading Spider-Man after Dan Slott got done. And it was just kind of like I said with Batman. I just kind of hit the wall with Spider-Man. I like the character. It's just like, all right, I've read my fill. I'm good. Um, I want to get Spider-Verse. I already told my LCS, yes, I want Spider-Verse. So I figured this was a good place to start. It's an anthology series where they show different Spider-Men, some that you've met before and some that you haven't. I mean, I could tell you this first issue was just eh. As far as the anthology goes, I really liked. I don't know what they're. I think they're calling this Revolutionary Spider-Man or something. And this book has been out for a while. I'm not really spoiling much. I really liked this take on him. The Spider-Man. I guess is it Anya? I forgot what she's called now. I don't think she's Spider Woman. I thought that story was pretty interesting. Um, I'm just flipping through because I didn't take any notes down this time around. Which, by the way, they showed Madam Web in this. When did Madam Web get like de-aged? I remember her being an older woman sitting in like a throne at all times. I don't remember her being younger. I feel like maybe I did read something like that. I don't know. It's been a while. Um, but yeah, I liked Anya, and she comes back, by the way, to something more similar to her debut costume towards the end of this anthology. By the way, it's Jessica Drew, isn't it? I don't know. Like I said, I kind of feel like you might be right. I forgot when that happened, if that's the case. Um, Spider Rex. I was excited to read this one. Here's the guy, Spider Rex. If you didn't know, it's basically Spider Man as a Tyrannosaurus.
Reminds me of Jurassic Park.
Yeah, that's the whole point. And yeah, recently Justice League had Jurassic League, and it's the same thing. It was just too goofy for me to be interested in. Like, look, there's a Tyrannosaurus. Excuse me, swinging on a web. So it was, yeah. And the Spider-Man Noir one I thought was interesting. The pacing was a little off on it, so I was kind of like, yeah, okay, he's there.
It's become like a children's book almost. No?
Not really. I think it was just a drawing. Edge of Spider-Verse 2, I really enjoyed over the first one. Again, it's continuing the anthology series, so you have other Spider characters. Um, Spider Gwen or Ghost Spider, who I'm generally not a fan of, but I have a question for people who might be a little bit more familiar with it. And anytime I see something like this, I kind of always stop and wonder, hey, Gene, so she's battling Mysterio here, right? And in most of these panels, you see her with a gas mask. Now, Mysterio punches her in the face, and there's no mask, and then the mask is back on. So I was a little confused. Did he smack the mask off? Did they just forget to put it in? I don't know. Like I said, it kind of stuck out to me there. Um, the one I really liked in this one. This is the new version of, I guess I think they're calling it Spider-Man UK, which I was a little concerned because I thought that there was another Spider-Man UK, but now that I'm saying it, I think he was killed in the original Spider-Verse story years ago. It's been a while, but this one I think was hands down the best of both issues, and I'm really interested in seeing where she goes with it. Um, they are still starting to build up, and I had forgotten that the what's her name? I can't even pronounce it. The Wasp villain, Shoka or something in here, is supposed to be like the god of wasps or something, which is the natural villain. Because my wife's looking at me funny I'm saying this to the spider. I like that they gave a little bit of the origin and Loom worlds with that. Um, that was definitely interesting, and I like that they really kind of tied the Wasp Queen, we'll call her, in there. So that, like I said, definitely better one. And then the mini Marvels in the back was the other backup story to this. Just the one pages. I liked when they did these little kind of comic strip style cartoons back in the day, or books rather back in the day. Like I know that they had done a whole series on Franklin Richards. Um, the Hulks. I remember they used to do mini Hulks. I liked that one too. I thought it kind of actually skewered the Hulk series at the time. That was when pretty much everybody was turning into a Hulk. Um, Defenders Beyond, number 2. I have to say, I didn't read the first Defenders, or I shouldn't say the first, but the Defender series that was before this one. I started grabbing this because, to be honest with you, the poster's kind of like an 80s sci-fi movie or album cover to me. And the artwork, I have to say, in this is just amazing. Let's see, but Javier Rodriguez, it's, when I say amazing, I'm going to say this. It's stylized so that it kind of looks like, in my opinion, if you mixed Michael Allred with Kirby, and you're like, look, something, these things are just very intricate. It's definitely a style that, if you don't care for, you're just not going to like the book. The story itself, I'll be honest with you, maybe because I didn't read the one before this, is a bit confusing. But like I said, I mean, the artwork itself is more than the price of admission, worth more the price of admission. But honey, we were watching Thor last night. Eternity is a big part of Thor. That's not a spoiler. This is what Eternity is actually like. It's not what it was in that film.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed this book a lot. Again, it does take a little. Hey, Jim. Jim, thanks again for having me on the other night with you and Gary. I had a great time. And then the last 2 books I read this week, Ms. Marvel and Wolverine. I'll do these in order. And Ms. Marvel and Moon Knight. I really, really enjoyed this series. I know this is a limited team up series that's going on, and I was just actually saying the other night, speaking of Jim, when I was on Gary's channel, one of the things I liked about Ms. Marvel when she started was it was like an entry level into the Marvel universe. Like basically, in my mind, she's like one of us if we were suddenly in the Marvel universe. She's a fan of everybody there, so it's got that kind of fun factor into it. And this really kind of continues that story, um, really in a way that I don't think she's been explored that way since G. Willow Winslow left, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, basically, she's touring the Marvel universe in this first issue. She's mainly with the X-Men. They really should have called them Ms. Marvel and the X-Men, in my opinion. But Wolverine is in it for a substantial part. There's a sudden attack in Central Park where the X-Men have their quote-unquote treehouse headquarters. That's not the Krakoan team. They call them the Krakoan X-Men, but they live in Central Park, go figure. And it connects directly into the next issue with Ms. Marvel and Moon Knight, which was an interesting team up. I have the Peach Momoko cover, which I really like. How do you like that one, honey?
It's nice.
And that was a team up I've never considered before, Ms. Marvel and Moon Knight, and mainly because I always see her as a lighter character. Um, Even the characters that she tends to associate with, you have like really the basic Avengers, the champions. I never just saw her connecting with Moon Knight, but it works in a really well way. And like I said, they're connecting the story pretty well. It's not just, it doesn't feel like just a cash grab, I guess you could say, but it is a lot of fun. And if you haven't grabbed these yet, again, this one's a variant. I don't know what this other cover looks like, but if you haven't grabbed these yet, go ahead and do so. I think the 3rd issue just is coming out this week or came out this week with Ms. Marvel and Venom. But I'm definitely going to be looking forward, and I definitely recommend these. So before I do our little unboxing, things we had planned for this week, I've already filmed an unboxing. I got a AOK in the mail from Elon, who is the original owner of my LCS, Fat Moose Comics. Elon moved out to Seattle a few years back, where he runs another comic shop now, Mighty Moose Comics. So if you're in that area, go ahead and check him out. He's in I never know Washington, but I know he's in the Factoria Mall. So if you're in that area, stop by, say hi to Elon, tell him Phil sent you. So he sent me a nice little AOK box and some holes I was looking to fill in my collection. Other than that, I am not this week. At least I don't have anybody scheduled yet. But if you are up for the 7-minute challenge, where you tell your story about comic collecting in 7 minutes, reach out to me. let's do it. You know, we did a live one with Matt Woods the week before last, or excuse me, yeah, the week before last. I have somebody who on deck for maybe not this week, but the following week. So, you know, if you want to get in, the time is right. I'm ready whenever you are. So why don't we go ahead and open up our AOK from the blasters, which, excuse me for a second. Put over here.
No, you don't. You have it down here.
Oh, it is over there. See, I prepared and I didn't even realize it. So this again is an AOK from the blasters. I'm kind of just showing it like this because I don't want to show the address. But looking at this, it does not have their address on it. It didn't come directly from them. It came by way of the blasters. So, or it's from the blasters. Why don't we say by way of fundum.com, which I'm not familiar with. But it says to Philtastic from the blasters AOK. So right off the bat, honey, what are your thoughts? What do you think is in here? First,
Mug.
you think it's a mug. I know when I told her, hey, we got an AOK from the blasters. How would you explain your reaction?
I was excited to see what they sent us, but I'm pretty sure it's a mug.
If you haven't watched me before, I have a good amount of coffee mugs. I try to get bigger ones. See, I have my X-Men ones.
You keep on using the same ones over and over again. So what's the point of having more?
I think I use all my mugs.
No, you don't.
Which ones don't I use?
The other ones are just sitting there.
I use the Stress Factory mug.
There's more in the other pantry you don't use.
What? Oh, those
More
are
mugs.
because those are tea mugs. We haven't
See?
drank tea in a while. We used to sit back at the end of the night and drink tea every night.
They can be used for. These are not considered coffee mugs.
I try not to use the whiter mugs for coffee too because I feel like it stains it easier.
No, I wash it right away, so it doesn't stain.
But I also, I know this week, let me see, this work week, I had a very long work week. Hence the small reading supply. But this work week, I drank coffee maybe 3 out of 5 days.
Wow.
So, you know, I didn't really get to use that. Yeah, that is a cool mug, Gene. Thank you. I got that. Actually, that was a gift from my mom's best friend. It was like my second mom. I went to preschool with her daughter. That's how long we've known them. So Irene thinks this is a mug. Mrs. Tastic thinks this is a mug.
What do you think?
I think that's a safe bet. I was kind of surprised because Madam is a artist, and I've seen her send prints. My son just looked over to me like, "Oh, okay." Excuse me. I've seen her send prints out to people. So when I saw this, I was like, "Oh, this is definitely interesting." But I'll say this: it does feel a little light for a mug. The label says it's a pound. It doesn't feel like a pound. But let's see. I've got a little.
There may be a lot of padding in there, maybe.
It could be. Okay. So again, live unboxing. Well, let's ask the chat too. Before I unveil what this is, and this is still in the wrapping, so I can't quite see it yet. What do you guys think this is? Again, from the blasters, it's to give you a measure how big it is, I guess. Here's our Fios remote. So the remote is a little bit taller, maybe, yeah. Just give you a little bit of scale. Are there any guesses? I'll give you a minute. Gene says it's a mug. Let's see. Gene, I have to say, by the way, I don't think I've ever said this. I love your Space Ghost picture. I loved Space Ghost when it was on Cartoon Network. You're not familiar with Space Ghost, right?
Mm-mm.
He used to do a interview style show. I have to show you on YouTube. No, it was funny. Yeah, I think it's a big one too. So let's go ahead and let's see. Oh, this is very cool. This is going to go with this. It is a mug. And it's color changing. Let's see here. Space Ghost. Ah, wow. Very, very cool. So it's the Let me take it out and I'll show you. Here, and I'm going to show you the back of the box. So this is how it looks cold. Just the X-Men logo. And then the Magneto from the X-Men #1.
So what color does it change to?
Well, when you heat it up, and it's 20 ounces, so that's perfect, it's going to change to the full X-Men #1 cover. It's very, very cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, here, like it says cold and hot here.
Yeah. I thought it was just going to change color, not actually like a little more.
No. That, well,
Wow.
yeah, usually they just do it like
Yeah.
that. Let me see, is it dishwasher safe? Let's see. Usually the color changing ones you have to hand do, but let's see.
Hand wash?
Yeah, hand wash only. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but very, very cool. Thank you to the Blasters. I really appreciate that. And my wife appreciates that as well. I can see she's good. She's good with it.
Just another mug you have to bear in mind.
Yeah, no, not a problem. Like I said, we hand wash it, but that's very, very cool. I'm very happy. We are going to be. We have to. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm still a little tired. I only had a little bit of coffee. We're definitely reciprocating. I've had actually two separate things in mind to give. Masters I have done already. Madams, I was going to do the She Likes Scarlet Witch. I was going to do the Hellfire Gala cover. I don't know if you didn't see their show.
No.
You know the cover I showed up last week that looks like a cover of Vanity Fair, and she's kind of just like sitting with her legs.
Yeah.
Up. So there's one with that, but called the Virgin cover, meaning
Well,
there's no
it.
letters on it. No, that's what I was going to get, and Matt Woods beat me to it. Hey, only had a little bit of coffee. Yeah, Matt Woods, everybody. But now Matt Woods got that. I have something in mind, but I can't find it. But Master's taken care of. I have his thing all lined up already and ready to go. So we're definitely going to reciprocate. Yeah, maybe I might find it in an hour or so when I go to Dewey's for the isolation signing. Yeah, so immediately, or more or less, following this, I'm going to be going to Dewey's Comics in Dover, New Jersey, which is not my LCS. It's actually in the Joe Kubert School for the Doug Bratton, Delia Gunderson Isolation #1 signing. And while I'm there, I figured rather than do a trade paperback giveaway like I've been doing the last couple weeks, I'm going to get a special isolation themed giveaway for somebody here. So if you're interested in winning a isolation related giveaway, it's something that most likely will be signed. I would say go ahead and either message me on Instagram just saying you're interested, or post in the comments here and just say, hey, look, you're interested, whether you're watching this live or recorded. I usually only give you 24 hours to answer, but being that I have to actually go and pick it up, I'm going to give you guys a week. So why don't we say you have until, well, we'll say this, you have until the start of the show next week to let me know if you're interested or not. And whoever's interested, I'm going to pick a random name and I'll announce that next week, and you'll be getting, again, a signed isolation themed prize in the mail from me. So like I said, it was a shorter show today. I didn't have any pickups. I'm probably not going to the LCS again until, I don't even know if I'm going next week. But yeah, the only other order I'm aware of that I have out there is through Unknown. It's probably not coming to probably not coming until the end of the month. Gina, are you in New Jersey? You said you have to go to the store? Or you mean you're just going out to the store? Trev, I know that you have a lot of isolation, by the way, too. Do you have anything signed? I know the lag is real. And in the meantime, too, I'm going to figure out where to get a nicer tripod here, because this one, in case you missed it, oh, you need to go to the store to get milk. Okay, but you're interested. Okay. I didn't remember that we've got Gene Milo in the giveaway for next week, so we have to write that down. You have the cover E, Trev. Okay. Yeah. All right, so like I said, it's a short show, but that's kind of nice because it's a good day out. It's a nice day out. So I'm gonna go to Dewey's in a little bit, and I'm in Canada. That's fine. You know, they let you do isolation in Canada. Interesting. Gene says he's got to go get milk. Did you know this is something I know because one of my very good friends whom I used to work with, Michelle, is her son is I guess it's minor league or whatnot hockey player, and he played up in Canada for a while. I remember she surprised him and his teammates, coffee mates. I can't think straight today. One day, and she went to the store, and here in New Jersey and in America, they sell milk in cartons. I didn't know this in Canada, or I guess in parts of Canada, they sell milk in bags and jugs. Did you know? Like you have to take the bag and put it into almost like a pitcher.
Really?
Yeah,
Never heard of that.
yeah. That's my Canada knowledge for the day. The more you know, people. So, like I said, shorter show today. I'm going to go out. I'm going to enjoy this day. Again, I'm going to go over to Dewey's. If you're watching this, you're going to be there. Say hello. And until next time, as always. Oh, yeah, something you want to add, buddy? Peace, love, and comics. Take care.